Good afternoon. Today is September 11th, and I just want to take a quick reminder here before we get going. I just want to thank all the brave men, women for 9/11, all those first responders, and to the families of everybody that died that tragic day 20 years ago. I just want to tell you, nobody's gonna forget. It is a day to remember, and our prayers are with those families and those people. So just want to say that and thank you very much for your service and what you did for our country. So on a brighter note, I've had a few people ask me about my scent regimen and what I do. By all means, this is not obviously something you have to do. This is what I do, and it does work for me. Obviously, there's no way you can be 100% scent free, right? It's impossible. But I do some steps that certainly help. The first thing I do is I always take my scent killer shower. That to me is a basis. I don't care what kind of day it is. I mean, you can play the winds the best you can, or whatever way you want to go about it, but there's no way to just totally eliminate, but there are steps to help. If you play the winds, the whole thing of scent elimination is if they come downwind of you from a trail that you're not expecting, or they just somehow get behind you from where you're not expecting. But what I always do is I do start with my scent killer showers. I do use their soap. You can use any. There's so many on the market. There's Code Blue, there's Scent Away, there's Dead Downwind, there's all these companies. I use Scent Killer. I use Scent Away for a long time. Their stuff is great, but I recently, in the last couple of years, gone to Scent Killer. So I obviously wash down with the soap. I use their body wash for the shampoo. Their shampoo is really good. Again, it's scent free, so I do use that. And again, I always put the deodorant on. I think that's super important. I do wash all my clothing in Scent Killer detergent. I know there's other detergents. I know I think Arm & Hammer has a detergent that's just scent free, so you don't have to spend the money on these, but I do feel like this stuff does work. Like I said, I know that there's people out there that are going to criticize me for it, and to each their own. I mean, everybody has their own regimen. I was asked, this is what I use. So I always do wash all my clothes with the Scent Killer detergent, and I do use the dryer sheets in the dryer. I think that is a huge deal, believe it or not. And what I do is I wash all my camo. I always do, and I'll be doing this probably next week. Our season opens in 2 weeks here in Ohio. And what I'll do is I wash everything. And what I do with it is I actually put it in a tote. Okay, air sealed tote. I put all my camo in totes, and I have them organized. I'll put jackets in one, shirts and socks in another, pants in another, gloves, hats, all of that will go in the tote. And what I do is, from Hunter Specialty, they sell these earth wafers. And what I do with these, you have to make sure your clothes are totally dry. I know a lot of guys like to spray their stuff down with the Scent Killer or some of the Scent Away, whatever scent elimination, and then they put it in a tote. Guys, you don't want to put anything moist in an airtight tote. That creates bacteria that will create like a mold, a fungus, and an odor. So that's the last thing you want to do, is put anything damp in a Loctite tote, okay? But I use these H&S Industries earth wafers. What I do is I think there's 3 in a container, and these are reusable. You can keep putting them back in these containers. The container holds that earth scent, which smells kind of like dirt and leaves. And I put 1 or 2 of these in each tote. So what happens is, you take all your scent-free clothing out of the dryer, you put them in the tote, you put the earth wafer in, and all your clothes are going to smell like dirt and leaves. Now, I know a lot of guys go, I don't want to smell like nothing, and then that's fine. You don't have to do that. This is what I do, and I feel that from what my experience has been, it seems to work pretty well. I'm not saying it's 100%, I'm not going to say it's 90%, but I do feel that it works very well. So I think when I follow this regimen, it seems to work. And what I'll do is I don't throw everything on in the field. Okay, I usually wear a pair of pants, my camo pants, in the truck But what I do is I spray my scent elimination spray. Now the first usually 3 or 4 weeks of the season, I use the regular odorless scent killer. I will actually, every time I get in my truck, I will spray the seats, spray my steering wheel, spray anything I'm going to touch, and I spray it down. Then I get in my truck. Now my jacket, my gloves, my hat, I actually throw in my scent away bag. Okay? Because, and here's where I'm getting to this, because my jackets I only wash once unless I kill a deer and I get blood on it. My jackets, my gloves, and my hats I only wash once, and that's at the beginning of the year. So that stuff goes in here, okay, so that it doesn't touch anything in my truck. The stuff that I wash, every time I go out, I don't put my stuff on multiple times. I sweat and I get dirty. The last thing I want to do is go, well, I washed it in scent killer so I can wear it 2 or 3 times. I don't. I wear my stuff once. So my pants, my socks, and whatever shirt I'm wearing, or undergarments if I'm wearing base layers, get washed. Okay, they get washed. So I don't have to worry about them being in a bag. Okay, but when I get out of the truck, I spray down. I spray down with this. The first 2 or 3 weeks of the season, usually till about the 3rd week of October, I use the regular odorless by scent killer. You can use whatever, again, Scent Away, they have an odorless and earth as well. And then I know like Code Blue has some, Dead Downwind, whatever. But I spray down the first 3 weeks with the odorless, okay? And again, I will spray literally head to toe with this stuff. I spray my bow, my backpack, arrows, I spray everything with this stuff, okay? And then what happens is once I get into that 3rd or 4th week, October, when the leaves are really hitting the ground at that point here in Ohio, I switch to the autumn formula, which again has more like a dirt leaves type odor to it. Then I switch to that, and I'll stick with that till the first snowfall, really. And then I go back to the odorless. But I'll go to this, the Scent Killer Autumn formula, usually about that 3rd week of October, like I said, when the leaves really start hitting the ground. But that's usually what I do with my regimen here as far as staying scent free. And I do wear scent blocker. I don't get paid by them. Nothing along that lines. But I do like my scent blocker. So when you add that combination of all of that scent regimen, I feel pretty confident going into the woods that I'm not going to get too winded. I know there's odors out there, or there's products out there everybody's raving about. Nose jammer. I've never used it, but I don't want to smell like a birthday cake going into the woods. I know vanilla has this calming effect, especially on people. I don't know how it works by deer. Some people swear by it, some people don't, but I don't want to smell like a birthday cake going into the woods. But this is my regimen. This is what I do every single year. Like I said, I wash my camo. Like I said, I'll start next weekend, get all my camo washed. It goes into 4 totes. I do 4 totes every year. Pants usually goes in 1. Then I have 1 with jackets, and I do 1 with shirts and base layers. Then I have 1 with usually socks, hats, and gloves. And like I said, I don't just put my stuff on in the field. I put my jacket, my hat, and like I said, a gaiter, whatever, that goes on once I get out of the truck, because that stuff I only wash once. So it stays scent free in my Scent Away bag. And then, like I said, then I spray down. But my pants, my socks, my shirts, my base layers all get washed after every single hunt. I do not wear them more than once. They get washed again. So that's what I do to keep my stuff scent free. We're going to do another video here in a short little while on my bow setup and just exactly what I do. Everybody has their own setups. I just want to explain. There's so much stuff going on the internet about different things and different setups, and now the new fad being these like super 600-700 gram arrows. I think it's ridiculous. But anyway, to each their own. But this is my regimen. I feel that it works. I'd like to hear any comments or anything that you guys do, or something that may be a little bit different. But obviously, number one factor when scent regiment, scent elimination is playing the wind. I don't care where you're at, how you feel about your scent elimination, wind is number one. If you're not playing the wind, you're not going to fool deer's nose. This is all last ditch effort, backup in case the deer come downwind of you, and it's just a backup. And you hope for the best, obviously, but there's no way to 100% eliminate all your scent. But this is my regiment. Just wanted to go over it with y'all, and we'll be back later on with my bow setup and explain to you why I have it the way I do. But this is what I do, and I'd like to hear, like I said, I'd like to hear any comments or any other suggestions that maybe you guys do that's a little different. But I hope it helps a little bit, and thanks for watching. We'll get back to you.